why won't you fight for yourself? Why are you continuing to avoid the hard work? Well, number one, probably because it's hard, but I'm so sick of seeing people that just will go tooth and nail to fight on everything else but themselves. But your life is more of a battle than you think. And if it's not fighting for it. Every day is kind of a little bit of a war. I'm so busy, I couldn't control this. I don't have time to go to the gym. It's really hard to eat healthy with kids, blah, blah, blah. And my job makes it really challenging. That's such a victim mentality. What is going on, everybody? My name is Stefan Kuntz, and welcome to the Everyday Pursuit podcast, switching it up on you a little bit. Today's audio is going to be, and video, I think, is going to be from a Facebook Live recording I did, I think a few days before my birthday back in December, after I had my new baby boy, now 6.5 months. And life was crazy. Life was busy, newborn, and my other son is a teenager, and the business was super busy towards the end of the year. And what I saw was towards the end of the year is people take their foot off the gas and they weren't fighting for the life that they want. And so in this training, basically I'm sitting here, a little bit different setup, but basically like a podcast where I'm just giving you guys my thoughts on why people aren't fighting more for what they want and the life that they want. And it's crazy because what we do is we sit there and we fight against so many ideologies and beliefs. And I know you're going to have your own opinions, but those same people fight very little for the life they want, the job they want, the body they want, the feelings they want. And we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard if that's important to you. And I'm guessing if you're listening to this podcast, you don't want to settle for just a life and mediocrity. I sure don't. Our clients don't. And so you got to hold yourself to a higher standard. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a little bit different, but yeah, guys, enjoy. Today's theme is about fighting for the life you want. We've had so many people come through our program. Yes, we mostly work with first responders, military, and medical, but we have a lot of people that are in like IT or sales or just moms and dads. And I've seen so many people the last couple of years really fight for the life they want. I mean, they're met with adversity, and during the program, like not only did they sign up for a program, they start going to the gym and eating the food and doing all the things consistently and investing in the program. But some people have gone through deaths of children, like legit, like teenage daughters dying. Some people have gone through divorces, moving, relationship. I mean, it's life, right? Like we are in hundreds of people's lives while all their lives are happening, and life's challenging. And I've seen people really fight their ass off for the life that they want. And I think the reoccurring thing that I see is people understand that when they're fighting for, like, you might say like, oh yeah, they're just trying to get a good body. I think it goes so much deeper than that. And it's sad because I think on social media, I see people fight all the time, bicker and shit about things that don't even matter, about things that are so inconsequential. Like it's like people won't even fight for the life they want, but they will argue with people all day on social media about politics, religion, beliefs, ideologies. I get it right now. Like the world's a crazy place and there's a lot of different viewpoints, which this is not getting into that. It's just me and my perspective seeing so many people that will fight against what other people are doing, which, look, I get you're going to have your own opinions, but I wish that, like, if you want to be super opinionated and fight, and I mean, I give a lot of like my beliefs and ideologies because I have a podcast about fitness and mindset and nutrition and how I look at things. So that's cool. But I also fight for the life I want. I'm also working 16-hour days. I also have a family with a brand new baby, and I'm here recording podcasts, and I'm doing trainings, and I'm grinding, and I own a business, and I'm in the gym, and I'm eating. And this isn't a brag session. This is showing you that, like, I'm doing the things. And it sucks to see people that lay down so freaking easy. Internally, I know that you watching this probably have a goal. And I'd actually go as far as arguing that almost every single person has some type of like fitness goal, like something. Like you have an image in your head of how you want to look, every person. you also have like, I don't know, an image, but like kind of an image of like how you want to feel and perform too. Every person, you might not even think about it, but if I locked you in a room all day and I'm like, this is what you need to do, you would come up with it. So I do think everybody thinks about it, even if it's not on the forefront of their mind. And I'm not saying you need this perfect ideal physique. If your ideal physique is like this perfect fitness model looking person, that's not even necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about if you're like 30, 40 pounds overweight and you've been pushing off this journey and you fight for all these other things in your life, career advancement. Maybe you're a really good dad or mom or spouse. Maybe you fight for your family. Why won't you fight for yourself? Why are you continuing to avoid the hard work? Well, number one, probably because it's hard, but I'm so sick of seeing people that just will go tooth and nail to fight on everything else but themselves. And you know what, guys? I am not somebody, I'm on social media all day. I have you all beat, okay? I don't really follow people. I don't really get into it. You know why? I'm just so tunnel vision of delivering a message. And the only people I follow are other people that kind of do what I do so I can get better at the things that I want to do. You understand that? So imagine like, and we have some clients like this, or like all I follow is like inspirational people, fitness people, and maybe some comedy because they just want happiness in their life and they want to just freaking execute and succeed. They're not following all this other stuff. I'm not saying don't be informed if that's where you get your news, but like social media can be a toxic ass place, especially right now. And it's not, you don't need to follow somebody to be successful, but I just know that you're probably on your phone. And if you're watching this, that just proves my point. And you're consuming stuff. Stuff is going in your brain and it is affecting you whether you know it or not. The stuff that you're consuming affects you at an internal level, whether you know it or not. And for me, I used to be I hate to admit it, I used to kind of be a little bit of a troll. I'd see all this stuff and feel so opinionated and blah, blah, blah. And I realized that I was spending so much time on social media, like fighting for somebody to maybe read my comment and be like, oh my God, he had such a good point. I'm going to go change my whole life. Doesn't happen. And so instead of spending so much time on social media, which is weird because you're consuming this right now on social media, but like consume valuable stuff. I don't think social media is a bad thing. I just think you have to be able to like consume it and then execute it. Consume and use it, or else you're just a consumer. And that does have to go in fighting for what you want, because I don't care what you have to do, like what arsenal you have to build to be able to go to battle. But your life is more of a battle than you think. And if it's not, you're not fighting for it. Every day is kind of a little bit of a war. Like if you're really actually trying to execute and level up your life and be a badass, every day is a little bit of a struggle. It doesn't mean you can't have fun and joy and take some days off, but every day has a little bit of a struggle in it, and it should. But also what builds you up and makes you just a fighter for the life you want, for the marriage you want, if you're a parent, for the type of father or mother you want to be, the type of spouse you want to be, the career advancement and the legacy you want to live. It's just crazy how like, I don't understand, I guess, how like some people can be so gung-ho in one area and then the other area be totally like let it go. I mean, I do think, okay, hear me out. I do think there's some people that like fitness isn't like that big to them, right? But if you're 50, 60 pounds overweight and you always have these internal conversations that you're going to get in shape and you don't follow through with shit, then we have an issue. But if you're just like not super into fitness, that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that have one area of their life that's totally to the side, like 100%. And I see it. People will be, I even have friends that are crushing it in business and they're jacked and ripped and their marriage is falling apart. Well, that person to me is also not willing, and this is no against nobody specific, but like somebody like that, like you're not willing to fight for what you really want, unless you don't want a healthy, successful marriage. And I'm going to tell you right now from somebody that has a 13-year-old son, a 1-month-old baby, a wife, and owns a business and 2 dogs and a cat. Life is crazy. Life is hectic. Life is busy. And every day that I show up and I just let life happen to me, I end up feeling beat up. I do. I end up like feeling like, damn, like this happened and this happened. And I'm just very reactive. And that sucks because it feels like I'm never in control. I'm so busy. And you probably use some of these excuses too. Like, I'm so busy. I couldn't control this. I don't have time to go to the gym. It's really hard to eat healthy with kids, blah, blah, blah. And my job makes it really challenging. That's such a victim mentality. That mentality is so reactive. And what I mean by reactive is you're the victim of life. Like, oh, because my job, oh, because my kids. Some of that's super true. Some things are totally out of your control and some days are a shit show. But because of that, you have to somehow get above and you have to take the reins of life. You have to fight for it. And you have to say, I have so much going on in my life. I must be organized. I don't have a lot of time. I must wake up earlier to make time and to be more scheduled and organized and strict. And it's only when you start doing that, you like find a problem, you freaking isolate what the problem is and you find a solution, you execute consistently till you feel the battle, right? If you don't, you're not going to feel like it's a battle. You're just going to feel like life's beating you up. That's not a fight. Like if somebody beats the shit out of me, it's not really a fight. Like I just got beat up, right? But if I'm fighting, you're going to feel it. You're going to be tired, right? But you step away feeling so much more proud that you actually put up a fight. And you didn't just lay on the freaking sidelines, let life kick the shit out of you. And then when you're on your deathbed, you say, oh, I wish I would have fill in the blank to the last 30, 40 years of your life. I don't want that to be me. And so I made a pledge to myself a long time ago and continue to make it that I'm going to fight. Does it mean I have days where like I never have days where I just lose? I do. I'm a human. I do. I have days where I'm just super defeated. But then I make, the concession with myself that like, I'm going to just get back up and get back up and get back up and get back up. But I'm putting in an effort. A lot of you are very avoidant in even getting in the fight. You'd rather just shun. You'd rather just run away. You don't want to sit there and put your fists up and freaking fight because it's hard and it's tiring. But I don't think if you're not willing to do that, you will never, ever, ever be happy with who you are. I believe that. I believe it because I've seen it. And I've seen people at the bottom of their heart, they're like, I could have done more. I could have fought more. And, in my years of experience, I've even dealt with a lot of people with mental health. And I know like mental health disorders or depression and anxiety and things like that. And I know that's really a challenge. I know every day that's a battle. And I'm not saying exercise is the cure, okay? But I will say that with somebody that does have anxiety for sure, somebody that does suffer with ADHD, that it helps me. It helps, like the more structured and organized I am, and I execute better. I feel better. Like today I woke up, I went to the gym. I don't usually go to the gym first thing in the morning because I have a back injury, but I'm like, mentally, I need to go. What do you know? I felt good all day. I felt focused. I got more work done. I'm recording this. I feel more clear-headed. Was it the most optimal workout? No, I probably would have got a better workout working out in the afternoon. But again, I was like, today I need a mental health workout. So it's really helped me. And again, the battles you have to show up for. And I think you have to build a little bit of confidence. For me, I'll give the gym for an example, because obviously that's why you guys are here. For you, I would say, you have battles, right? You're like, should I go to the gym? And you make every excuse in the book until you actually go and you like go through the workout, whether it feels nasty or not. You never actually fought. You never actually went in the fight. And the thing about fighting is you only become a good fighter by fighting. You understand that? You only get good at battling by actually going and putting up your fists and learning to get hit and learning where to punch and how to move and how to dodge. And the analogy, if you haven't caught on for that, is that's life. You have to show up and go through the hard shit to get better, to build grit and resiliency. And if you are in the military or first responder, whatever, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you first went in the military or when you first joined the police force or fire, that shit was hard, right? Day one, that's not easy, but you just showed up and grinded and grinded and grinded. Why are you not doing the same for you? Why are you not doing the same for your health? Why are you not doing the same for, your nutrition, which is most people's part? You're just coasting, dude. You're just literally letting life happen. And you're letting your schedule and your job and your career and your family and all these external factors just grind you down. You have no toughness anymore. And I don't mean that to shit on you. I mean that to show you that like you're just taking these punches, man. When are you going to fight back and be like, you're right. I don't have a lot of healthy food options, so I'm going to bring food. That's fighting back. I know it maybe seems cheesy, but that's you being like, I actually have control of my life and I'm going to do things about it, right? I'm doing something. I don't have a lot of time and I don't know what I'm doing in the gym and I do need structure and organization. So I'm going to hire a coach. What do you know? I'm going to get help. I am going to put my money where my mouth is and hold myself accountable and do this because I haven't been executing and I know this will help me execute. Guess who said that? The hundreds and hundreds of people that we've helped transform over the last 3 years. They said that. They knew. They put up their freaking fists to life when they decided to invest in a program. Like they're like, I'm doing it. And I see so many people that run away and again, guys, there's a million reasons not to. There's only a few reasons to. Do you understand that? There's a million reasons not to eat healthier, right? Convenience and money and blah, 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 blah. There's only a couple reasons really to get healthy. I think they're super important, but you could sit there all day and make a list of every excuse, legitimate or not, in the book, but it doesn't matter. In the long run, it's like, are you fighting for the life you want? Are you actually putting effort into each and every single area? For me, and on my podcast, I talk about a lot about the 5 F's. I don't talk about a lot in this group, so I'll just tell you. That'd be my faith, my family, my fitness, my finances, and my friends. And I believe those are the 5 buckets of life where you can distribute them how you want, 20% in each of them, however, where you should be fighting at least a little bit in every area. That's just my belief. Like, you do you, but I feel like and they don't have to be even. Let me throw it out there. They don't have to be even. For some people, like the finances and like being super successful, wealthy is just not that important. And you put more in your family. Awesome. Good for you. Seriously. That's awesome. You have to decide where that balance is. But I don't think at any point when somebody has like 1% or 0%, like, you're really just, that bucket is hella low. I do not think that person is a well-rounded, happy person. I think there's at least an internal dialogue that's happening where you're not putting an effort, you're letting yourself down every day. And that's detrimental. It might be a slow build, but at some point you hit the like, what the hell have I done with my life? Or, oh my God, I can't believe it got this bad. I mean, how do you think people gain 50 plus pounds? That doesn't happen overnight. That is a conversation that they put off. They say, I'm not showing up to the fight. 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 And all of a sudden they go, oh my God, I lost 50 pounds. And this is the crazy part. Most people have to get the living shit beat out of them or hit so hard that they have no other choice until they fight back, right? You gain 75 pounds and one day you go to the doctors and he's like, if you don't change, you're going to have a heart attack and die. That's the big hit. And they're like, got to do something. Why did you wait until you're down on the ground getting freaking curb stomped? Like, at what point were you like, ow, I'm starting to get hit. I should defend myself. That is literally like the most beautiful analogy. If you can't wrap your head around that, that's probably part of the reason you are where you are. Fight back. You have it in you. I promise you. It's not easy. I'm not telling you it's easy, but I know you have it in you and I know you can do it. And taking control of your health, I really do believe, is a battle that most people lose every day. We're the fattest, most obese we've ever been and the fattest, most obese nation. It's disgusting. And I do this job. And the reason I say it's disgusting is because we're also the richest. That's why. That blows my mind. We have so much knowledge we have so much knowledge and information to consume. And I get, we're like up against the food industry, but we have so much on our side that it blows my mind that we are so unhealthy. It does. I don't understand it. I know why, but like, it's sad. It is sad. It makes me sad. And not everybody's going to help themselves, guys. I've got on hundreds and hundreds of calls with people that literally say, if I don't make a change, I'm going to die. And they still don't do anything. Like literally. That might not be you. You might not be 100 pounds overweight or something. But I also think that if you are in this community, I mean, a lot of the first responders, medical, military, I know, you guys are high achievers. You guys don't settle for a freaking mediocrity and an average ass life. Like, you want to push it. You want to show up with excellence. When I was in the military, that's what it was all about. When I was an athlete, it's about do your best. Why did it change? Why, when you became an adult and you took on a career and a family and all that, you now settle for a less version of you? And that's just the way life is when you get older, right? No, that's complete BS. That's you accepting it. That's you not fighting for your life. And I know you can do better. So I know this was maybe hard to hear. Maybe you hate me. Maybe you want to unfollow or leave the group, but like, this is it, guys. This is me. This is how I hope this makes you think. I hope this inspires you a little bit. I don't want you to leave this feeling sad and beating yourself up and telling yourself how much of a piece of crap you are. That is not what this is about. This is about encouraging you. Number one, you have to realize and admit, I haven't been fighting. But number two, there's solutions, baby. It's okay. Like there's a way out of it. And I know because I've had so many clients that are like, dude, there's no way out of this hole. Fast forward a year later, transform their whole life. So I know there's definitely opportunity, but you have to do it. Nothing will change if nothing changes. My favorite quote. And I think a lot of people think that it's going to. I think a lot of people expect things to change without any actual change in habits and actions. And that's freaking insanity. But I love you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. And we'll talk to you next week on Thursday.